And it's working. Yay. It wasn't working the other day. Okay, so this is 8th grade, mid-topic checkpoint, and this is on page 237. There's actually 2 pages I want you to do. I'm just going to touch on these here real quick. So number 1, I do want you to do, it says, how can you use a trend line to determine the type of linear association for a scatter plot? Well, I mean, if you use a trend line, and then you could see from a trend line if it's a positive slope, if it's a negative slope, if there's no slope, if there's no association. I mean, a trend line can tell you all kinds of things, and so that's really what they're looking for in that answer there. 2 is multiple choice. I'll let you guys take a look at that. 3 I wanted to talk about for a minute. First off, when I read the question, it says use the y-intercept and the point 490 from the line on the scatter plot. What is the equation of the linear model? Well, first off, they're talking about y equals mx plus b. That's the equation they're looking for from this. Because I was thinking, well, they're talking about this one first, and they're assuming there's a point of 490. But anyways, after looking at it for a moment, I realized this is what they're talking about. Now, so this question came up when we were grading something I gave you, that sheet that I gave you guys just yesterday. So we have one point here that we can help determine what the slope is, and it's 4,90.
Wow.
But there's another point we can use, and it's the 60 right here. And I think one of you had said something you didn't realize for calculating slope, that you could use an x-intercept or a y-intercept, and you can. And in this case, this is what we'll use. So this would be 60, so I'm going to put it in parentheses. So the y-intercept is 60. What's the x value in this one? At this point, what's the x value?
0.
It is 0. So from there, you guys should be able to calculate the slope of this line. And all of you should have committed this to heart. Slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Taught you guys that a few weeks ago. And also remember, it doesn't matter which pair of points you use for x1, and you could call this one x1, call this one y1, call this x2, and call this y2, and then just plug it in and solve for slope. And with that in hand, you should be able to complete what the point slope equation would be. So that's number 3. I want you to do it. And then actually I can circle these for you guys. I do want you to do 1, 2, do 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is multiple choice. I think there was mark 3 of the 5 boxes. Okay. And then turn the page 38, mid-performance task. So they're giving us some information here on a pitcher's earned run average. Is the average number of earned runs the pitcher allows for every 9 innings pitched. The table shows the earned run average and the number of wins for starting pitchers in a baseball league. And then for part A, it says construct a scatter plot of the data in the table. So you're going to have to make your own scatter plot, but I helped you out here a little bit. You're going to have to use some straight edges. I don't want to see it drawn by hand. And so along the x-axis here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Along the y-axis, this is the number of wins. I did it in increments of 2 and went all the way up to 20. When you do your scatter plot, you'll want to use, again, some straight edges and then go ahead and just make yourself a plot and make it as straight as possible. Just start drawing your lines horizontally, and then you want to do all your lines vertically also. Start at 1 and just create your own scatter plot. Okay, so that would be part A. So I want you to do that. And then part B, it says identify the association between the data. Explain the relationship between the ERA and the number of wins in the scatter plot. I want you to do that. It should be pretty obvious once you fill it out. And then C, draw a trend line and write an equation of the linear model. Predict the number of wins a pitcher, number of wins of a pitcher with an earned run average of 6. So predict the number of wins. All right, you're going to make a prediction with your trend line. All right. Questions, anybody? No? Okay.